Good morning. It's Bruce. It's Sunday, October 26, 2008. And I finally have something that I can actually rave about, that I actually loved completely. And that is that Bill and I yesterday went to see Billy Elliot, the new Elton John musical. I had downloaded the Billy Elliot London cast album sometime last year, I think, and I played it a couple times. It wasn't anything that I enjoyed it, but it wasn't anything I played over and over again. So I was really not ready for loving this show so much. Stephen Daldry directed, and it's after seeing this season, I saw 13, which is a cute musical about 13-year-olds, but I'm not the target audience there, and that was fine, Jason Robert Brown score. And then Tale of Two Cities, which is one of those historical power ballad shows, which I also thought was fine. Seeing this was mind-blowing. It's got a great book. The score works so well within the show. The songs, it's Elton John's best score for theater because it's actually character-driven and things just fit into it so well. And Stephen Daldry directs it with such a brilliant theatrical eye. You know, he directed one of my favorite stagings of ever, an Inspector Calls, and he's just a brilliant stage director. I got to see him at intermission for a second, and I'm so impressed with Billy Elliot. So first off, we saw David Alvarez as Billy. There are three Billys that alternate, and David was wonderful. I mean, bravos in the middle of the show. The choreography is incredible. I have nothing bad to say about Billy Elliot at all. Hayden Gwynn does the teacher, Mrs. Wilkinson, the little dance school teacher that, and she should get a Tony nomination, if not a win. She did the original London cast, and I'm so glad they brought her over because I can't imagine anyone being that role more. Greg Jabara is the father, and Greg Jabara is always good, and of course he doesn't fail here. So I don't want to blow anything about Billy Elliot, give too much away, but there's some, I laughed a lot, I cried, I don't know how many times, and there's a theatrical coup de grace at the end of Act 1 that is just mind-blowing. It's just beautiful. 2 thumbs up, 5 stars, a wonderful production. See Billy Elliot on Broadway. It's going to be running for years, and it's obviously going to take home, I know it's October and it's early, but this is Best Musical, Best Score. So a thumbs up to Elton John for actually getting in a piece that I actually love. I love his scores usually, but this one just fit like a glove. The show ran 3 hours, and I didn't feel that at all. Okay, that's all I can say. Rave, Billy Elliot. Now, I wish I could be so kind to what we saw Friday night, which is a hip-hop musical called Clay. Bill and I have both been wanting to see this because we like the little blurb that Lincoln Center sent us. It's a production of something called LC3, which is, I think Lincoln Center is going to be having some more avant-garde pieces. And it was at the new Duke Theater on 42nd Street, where I had never been. It's a lovely little theater. This is a one-man show written by Matt Sachs, and he plays different characters. And I pretty much hated it. And it's not the hip-hop. Not that I'm a hip-hop person, but I have nothing against hip-hop in the modern musical. Lin-Manuel uses it very well, what I call hip-hop light, and In the Heights. This just was, not only did I not care or the hip hop too much, but just the whole play itself. It runs about 80, 85 minutes, and it honestly, Billy Elliot at 3 hours felt shorter than Clay. Now, there were some people in the audience who were really into it. As I said, this, like 13 or Tale of Two Cities, I am not the target audience. But I don't know if the audience was so overwhelmed with it. Matt Sachs is a very talented person. He put this all together, and the production values around are really great. But the story sort of weaves a few mythologies in and out of it. It's a modern-day story of a young man, and it sort of takes Falstaff, I believe. I was getting these images, and the story of Phaedra. So actually, by the time the only time I actually got interested was when the Phaedra thing really came out, and Clay was sleeping with his stepmother. Spoiler. Okay, it's only running a week or two longer, but I think if you've read anything about it, you know that that's the theme. That actually got a little bit interesting, but other than that, I was like, I personally was bored to tears, and as I said, Matt Sachs is a very talented person, but I am not the target audience, so I can't recommend Clay for me or anyone. If you don't like hip-hop music, don't see this, because I don't have anything against hip-hop music, but it didn't bring me in. So I hate to be that negative about something, but on the good part, it's all tickets are $20. So if you want to see something new and exciting, as it is for its target audience, then by all means go see Clay. Don't listen to me. I'm far too old for this sort of thing. All right. Have a good weekend.